Hello everyone. It is end of May and one of the garlic types is already ready to be pulled out, harvested, and it is called California early, and that's why it's early. I guess this is the garlic bed with this type of garlic. In the middle I have some Egyptian walking onion. That one is going to stay in the ground, but the garlic is ready. And look at this one is a really big one. This type of garlic usually is not very big, unlike my other kinds that I have. The other kinds are not yet ready. Those will be much bigger. And after I take out all of it, this one broke, I'll have to dig for it. After I'll pull out all the garlic, I will have to dry it. Look at this little worm. These are very good for the soil. So I was saying I will have to dry the garlic, and I will show you where I dry it, on a rack. And then I will plant over here, I will plant some tomato plants. I already have, the tomatoes are quite big. Let me show you the tomatoes for a second. These are the tomato plants right now. They already have tomatoes, green. But I do have some other tomato plants that are younger, smaller, that I will plant where the garlic used to be. And those are going to be ready later in the fall, and hopefully I'll be able to make some tomato sauce out of them. But yes, so far I'll have to pull out all this garlic bed, and then I will show you what I will do with it and where I'm going to dry it. I got all of it out from this bed. All is left is the Egyptian walking onion. It's called walking onion because it makes this seeds on top, and then they fall over from the weight, and then they plant themselves and they keep walking throughout your garden, and you always have green onions. They're really nice. And this is the garlic. We're gonna move soon to a drying rack. You can also leave it for a couple days in the sun here in the garden to dry further, but if it rains, that's not good. So we want to move it in the shade and allow it to dry. I'll show you how we do that. So this is the rack that I'm using for drying the garlic. I used it the last few years and it's been great. We need the stems to braid them later on after they will dry. It will take probably about a week or two in a very good, well ventilated area to dry. And then when the time comes to braid them, I will show you how I do that, but we'll have to wait further. So I just pull the stems through and allow the garlic to dry. Where it make sure it won't be able to rain on it or get wet from any reason. And that's it. I'll show you when I do all of it.
Baby. Whoa.
I finished putting all the garlic on this shelf. I've tried to keep it organized so that I will have space for the other ones when I will need to dry them. That's how it looks like. I counted and I have 101 over here. Not Dalmatians, but garlic heads. And I wanted to show you, I pulled this one about a week ago just to see if it's ready, and that's how it looks like when it's going to be dried. So you see the difference between the green one and the dry one. This is getting there, probably a few more days and it could be ready. This is a massive one. It's a different variety. It's truly huge. You can see the difference compared to this one. And it hasn't dried yet. It still has green leaves, as you can see. So yeah, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're waiting for with the green one. And then we can go ahead and braid them. So now that they dried for a couple of weeks, we can go ahead and start braiding them. But first, I put aside my biggest heads that I will save for planting in the fall. You want to keep only the best and biggest ones for this. These are the ones we are going to braid. First, we need to trim their roots and some of the dried leaves with a pair of scissors. We are also trying to remove the dried soil from them so we won't make a mess in the house later on when we'll bring them in. Keep in mind that you can only braid soft neck garlic. The hard neck garlic won't bend easily like this one will. Now I'm sorting them in groups. The first ones are the biggest as we want to braid them together. If we mix the small heads with the big ones, they won't look as good. So now I have two groups, big heads and small and medium heads. Let's start braiding them. We take 3 pieces and we cross 2 of them and place the third one on top. Now we just start adding one head at a time, starting from the left side. The new stem always goes in the middle and then we braid over it from the sides, just like a French braid. Next head goes in the middle and braid again. And the third one goes on the right, the stem in the middle and braid over it. And that's all there is to it. Keep on going until you have a nice long braid. Left, middle, right. Left, middle, right. When you reach the end, keep braiding without adding any more garlic for a little more. And then I like to tie it with a piece of wire or twine. Twist it tightly and leave some extra. You'll see why later. Now we can trim the ends to make it look nice and tidy. The first one is done. We keep on doing the same until we finish all the garlic. Braiding it will help store it much better over the winter and well until next spring when the new garlic will be ready to be harvested. I got 2 long braids from this garlic variety. The heads I saved for planting in November, I stored just as they are without trimming anything in a paper bag in my pantry. In the middle of August, I will put them in the fridge as we live in the south and sometimes our winters are mild and unpredictable. And garlic needs a couple of months of constant cold temperatures to grow big. So I trick it into believing that happened by storing it in the fridge for 2 months before planting it. And here is why I left a little extra wire at the top. I hang my garlic braids in the pantry on this cast iron rack I have. Don't they look beautiful? For me, garlic is the easiest crop I grow in my garden. I don't really do much to it except plant it in the late fall and harvest it in the middle of spring. So, if you've never grown garlic, I encourage you to give it a try. You can really be self sufficient in garlic easily. These are the heads I have from last year, and they are in perfect condition still. I only had 4 left, so the new ones were ready just in time. As you can see, I'm not as lucky with the onions. They never grow big for me, and many of them spoil in the ground or go to seed. I have no idea why. So, if you guys have more experience with the onions and could share your advice, I would appreciate it. Here are all the onions and garlic that I grew this year. Only 500 heads or so. Maybe it's something with my Romanian roots and the garlic. Trying really hard to keep Dracula away in this house. If you guys would like to see a pantry or a garden tour, let me know in the comments section. If you like this video, support the channel by liking, sharing and subscribing. I thank you for being here today and I will see you again soon. Bye.